Bowie was born at 23 weeks and 4 days and weighed just 484 grams. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Bowie's heart rate dropped quite considerably. We went into an emergency caesarean, and at 4:29 that afternoon, Bowie was born. My name's Nicole.
And I'm Christy, and we were here roughly 2 years ago with the birth of our first daughter. Her name's Liv, and I birthed her, and now we're back again because Nicole's recently birthed our second daughter, Bowie.
So my pregnancy was fairly uneventful up until we went to our 20-week scan, where it was identified that I had a short cervix. So I was referred here to the Royal and under the maternal fetal medicine team, and everything was going quite well. And then at 22 weeks and 5 days, my waters broke. So I was admitted here up into the antenatal ward, where I remained, and things were seemingly going okay. And then at 23 weeks and 4 days, the doctors thought I was developing quite an infection, and so they made the decision to move me down to the delivery suite.
Bowie was born extremely early because her mother Nicole had premature rupture of membranes. This was further complicated by signs of infection and also bleeding, which could have led to life-threatening complications for both mother and baby.
It was pretty surreal. Just worrying about Nicole, worrying about our unborn daughter, worrying about our future, our family. But you quickly realise, just worry about the now and the rest will take care of itself. And she's in amazing care, and yeah.
Bowie was in a really fragile state when she arrived in the NICU. She'd been born in quite poor condition with APGAR scores of 2, 7 and 9, meaning that she required a lot of resuscitation when she was born. When she came round to the nursery, we found that her tissues were very fragile. Her esophagus developed a small tear when we inserted even the smallest of feeding tubes, and also the lining of her lungs developed a small leak which required further ventilation support.
We just celebrated our 100th day, which is great, and yeah.
She's a fighter. She's still fighting. She's nailing it.
Bowie's made some wonderful gains during her time with us. I have to say her first 6 weeks were quite rocky. She had some infections which required extra support, and she was very vulnerable at those times. Since then, she's made beautiful progress. She's been able to reduce her breathing support and is now stable on a small amount of oxygen. She's also been able to establish milk feeds through her feeding tube and is learning how to suck her milk.
The care she receives is mind-blowing. You hear about the NICU unit, you know about it, but until you experience it, you just can't imagine the care that she's continuously receiving.
Yeah, and I think on top of that, the care and support that the doctors give to us and the nurses, they're always there for a shoulder to cry on or handing you the box of tissues, because it is a very emotional time, and there's certainly been some challenges for us along Bowie's journey, and she's had a rocky road like unfortunately most of the babies here do, and you're just filled with hope and care when you're in that ward, because not all babies have an easy road, and unfortunately some don't make it, and you just never feel alone in there. The way the staff support you is really just amazing, and some days it's a struggle to get up here and to kind of endure what you have to go through in that ward, but they just make it all the more easier because they're just so loving and caring.
Having been born so small and early, Bowie still has many challenges to overcome. At the moment, Bowie continues to require support for feeding with a feeding tube. She is continuing to improve in terms of her feeding, and we're hopeful that she'll come off the oxygen support over the next few weeks.
Her future looks bright. We can't wait to bring her home. We can't wait for her to meet her little sister.
Yeah, she's coming home to a lot of love and a huge family that just can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, and we've got the same hopes for Bowie as we do for our other daughter. Whilst there might be some little challenges being born so premature, She's going to fulfil her life just like our other daughter, and we know she's strong and this isn't going to stand in her way.
Donate to the Royal this Giving Day and every donation will be doubled. And make November the 23rd the day you deliver hope to babies like Bowie.